Hey there, and welcome to today's video. My name is Courtney, and this is part 2 of 2 for Halloween taste testings. So that means that there is a part 1 to this video. You don't need to go watch it first though. There's no, you don't have to see, there's nothing in that you need to know for this one. So you could definitely watch that after, but if you do, thank you. I really appreciate it. But like I said, this is part 2. It's basically, I think I did part 1, part 2 just so that people know that there's more Halloween candy than just what's in this video, because there's actually a lot this year. Was very happily surprised at how well it seems that candy companies did with putting out new Halloween candy this year. And I said in my last video, I think it could definitely be due to having a bit more time because of the pandemic to think about things or come up with ideas. I don't know, but regardless, here we are. And I have 4 more things in this video to taste test that are all Halloween candy, and I don't know if excited is the right word about this one, because a lot of times I'll go into videos with things that are super interesting and intriguing and I'm really excited to try. And this one, I am nervous to try all 4 things, because all 4 things in this video could either be really good or really bad. And I think this might be the first video where that's happened, where I go into it knowing that there's a solid chance all 4 things in this video could be really bad. I mean, I guess there's always a chance of that, but the majority of the time I at least know there's a solid chance that, it's more likely that it's going to be good than bad, whereas this one, I don't know. So let's just jump into it. Let's get started. All right, hold on. There's something in my nose. Ugh. Got it. Sorry about that. Okay, so item number 1 is in fact a box of Boogers. Okay, so I'm about 99% sure these aren't new. I definitely think I've seen these before, but I've never tried them. I've always been kind of skeptical, but they say they are tangy gummy boogies that look and feel real. So this sounded like it was something I just needed to try. And the box says that the booger flavors are snottermelon, sour green boogie, and slime apple. So let's see what they look like. I think, yeah, there's 3 different colors. Okay, so first off, they smell fantastic. However, we do have some stuff like this going on, and that does look pretty gross if you ask me. But there are 3 colors. There's a light green, a dark green, and a yellow. And I've already determined, I tried the yellow. I think it's the slime apple. It tastes like pineapple. So let's try this is probably the sour green boogie. Okay, so this is definitely the thing that's more of just haha funny Halloween joke thing that they have that's not meant to be taken obviously it's not meant to be taken seriously, but I wasn't expecting them to be so good. The flavors of these gummies, these are really well done flavored gummies. I get strong pineapple flavors from the yellow one, strong green apple flavors from the light green one, and strong watermelon flavors from the dark green one. Those are all delicious. They're a little harder to chew than I would hope. They're a bit on the chewy side. Those are so good. The flavors are delicious. There's no weird artificial flavor afterwards. I am happily impressed with these. I thought this was, honestly, I did these first because I thought these were almost going to be like a flop. I thought they weren't going to be that good. But these, after I figure out how to eat this, this itself looks like disgusting snot. So they did really well with making these and the way they look. I mean, to be honest, they kind of look like lava, if anything. Got that pineapple flavor. I'm definitely going to finish this bag. For sure, 100%. So good. Okay, so next up, these are from Jelly Belly, and they are pumpkin pie jelly beans. So if you like pumpkin spice flavored things, I did a pumpkin spice flavored taste testing, and I did 2 Trader Joe's hauls that each included pumpkin spice flavored things. But I did not see these until afterwards, after I did the, well, obviously I won't put this in Trader Joe's video, and I didn't see it when I did I hadn't seen it yet when I did the pumpkin spice video, but I recently found these, and Jelly Belly also came out with 2 other flavors. I can't remember what they are. I'll throw them on the screen, of things that they've come out with recently, but these were the only ones I could find, so we're gonna try them. Okay, so immediately the bag smells like a cross between pumpkin pie and the buttered popcorn Jelly Bellies. That orange. Oh! Okay, so first it's weird because they're textured like jelly beans, but they don't taste like jelly beans at all. They're also super strong in all of the other flavors that make pumpkin spice, and a bit low on the pumpkin. Like I taste more nutmeg and clove. Honestly, I feel like I taste more clove than anything else, with some like pumpkin spice flavoring after that, like a tiny bit of pumpkin, but mostly like clove and nutmeg, and then a little pumpkin with a jelly bean texture. It's just strange. Like, I don't think it's bad, but it's not good. It's just strange. Like, if you watched my last taste testing, I did the caramel candy corn, and it was one of those things where it's like, it wasn't bad, but it just seemed like caramel and candy corn were 2 things that were not supposed to be friends. And I think this is almost the same thing, that like jelly beans and pumpkin pie were not meant to be. I don't think pumpkin pie is supposed to be in any sort of jelly texture or gummy texture. I think pumpkin pie is left better in a soft texture or a drink format or a pie format, but it seems that in the things like candy corn and jelly beans, pumpkin pie just, they don't go together as well, because this is just, it's like meh, like meh. What I find even more interesting is that the aftertaste that has been sitting in my mouth for a minute or so now is the same aftertaste as Lucky Charms. So I think that's interesting, because I like, my mouth tastes like I just ate a bunch of Lucky Charms marshmallows. Obviously I didn't. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Okay, so these last 2 items kind of go hand in hand, and this is going to be very interesting in seeing what the differences between these 2 are. So they're both candy corn. The first is from the brand Brock's. It's Sour Haunted Tropics Candy Corn in the flavors watermelon, pineapple, banana, kiwi, mango, and tropical punch. And the other is Trolley Sour Bright Brock's Candy Corn. And the flavors of this are cherry lemon, strawberry grape, and orange lime. So, if you caught that, this says Brock's right there, and this says Brock's up here. So one is just Brock's, and the other is Trolley, which they do like the gummy worms and stuff that you're probably familiar with. So I think it's interesting that there's 2 different sour candy corns made by the same brand, but one is tropical with a bunch of different flavors, and the other one is Trolley name brand on it with a bunch of different flavors. So I'm very curious to see what the difference between these is besides the flavors. I mean, obviously the flavors are different. But yeah, when I saw both of these, I was like, okay, that's very interesting that the same brand has their name on 2 products that are very, very similar, with so far the only difference I see being the flavors. So let's see what the differences are. And if they're even good, the idea of sour candy corn, let's start off by saying that scares me in itself. But let's see what happens. I love sour things. Candy corn's not bad. So, okay, so we're going to start with the Haunted Tropic flavors. This one's watermelon. It's actually kind of cute. Okay, so to start with the Haunted Tropics one, I'll first start off by saying there's a solid amount of sour stuff on the outside of each one, which is wonderful because it means they're fairly sour. The flavors are wonderful. They're so prominent. you get the full flavor. Like, I know, I don't have to say, I think it's this one. Like, when I ate a pineapple one, I was like, this is definitely pineapple. When I ate, I think that was kiwi, was the green one I ate. That would make sense. Let me see if I can find tropical punch. This one's pink. It's probably tropical punch. Oh my god. Okay. So it is a little bit weird to have something sour and fruity be the same texture as candy corn. It almost makes your brain have this moment of like, I feel like this is supposed to taste bad because it's the same texture as candy corn, but it doesn't really taste like candy corn. It's just the same texture. The flavor is very fruit forward. It's sour. Very, very well done flavors. They're not artificial flavors. I mean, they're probably artificial flavors, but you don't get an artificial taste to them. They're really nicely done. Like I said, you know exactly which flavor you eat when you're eating it. You're like, yeah, this is that one, this is that one. They're all really nicely done. None of them taste weird as far as I could tell. And they're actually quite sour and leave a bit of sourness in your mouth, even though the coating is on the outside. I am so pleasantly surprised by so far the Haunted Tropical ones. Wow. I really hope that these ones are just as good because these have far surpassed how well I thought they would do. I honestly, when I picked these up, was like, I'm going to try them for the sake of a YouTube video, but they're probably going to be gross. So, to Brock's. So let's try the trolley version. Now, when I read off the flavors, the cherry lemon, strawberry grape, orange lime, those are the typical flavors of trolley gummy worms. Okay, the first thing I'll say is that the trolley one has a more fruity smell than the tropical one right from the start. And they look like that. Okay, so these ones are the same in the sense that when you eat it, you're expecting it to go in a negative direction because it's candy corn and it's candy corn texture, but the fruit flavors that they put in it highly overpower it. However, the only difference with this one is since they were imitating their normal other gummy products, you get the same vibe of their other gummy products. So I personally found this not as sour, and it also had, I don't even know how to properly describe it, but it had a very similar taste to what their gummy products do. So where these, I want to say the Haunted were almost a bit more tangy and fruity, where this had almost more of like a tiny bit of a creamy aspect added to it, if that makes sense at all. Like if you were to have a Lifesaver cream, like, you know, the cream Lifesavers, how it would be just like super fruity and straightforward if you had just the raspberry Lifesaver by itself, but if you have the raspberry cream Lifesaver, it has like that creamy flavor. That's almost how I feel about this, where these are super tropical fruit forward flavors, and then these ones are very similar but have almost a creamy undertone to them. It's very interesting. I most definitely prefer the tropical ones because I like that they're tangy. If they had actually left the flavor of normal candy corn in these, I think it would have been very off-putting, but because it's just the texture of candy corn with entirely unique fun flavors, it makes them really good. So if you really like gummy worms or like creamy things, I'd go with these ones. I'm like pointing and you can only see like the corners of the bag. I apologize. So if you prefer something that's more along the fruity side, I'd go with this one. And if you're a curious cat like myself, just get both. Try both. Why the heck not? I mean, like, money's a solid reason, but like, you know what I mean. But anyways, so yeah, okay, I had a lot of fun filming this taste testing. I was very happily surprised by actually everything but the jelly beans, so that's cool. I would love to hear your thoughts if you have tried any of these things. If you've tried the Boogers, can we please just talk about in the comments how surprisingly good those flavors were, considering I was expecting some really strong artificial flavoring, and there wasn't, which is a wonderful, pleasant surprise, which means I'm actually going to genuinely finish those, like I said. Alright, that is it for my 2 Halloween taste testing candy videos. I had so much fun doing them. If you've watched this one and not part 1, I'd highly recommend going checking that out, and I would Really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart if you did that. If you already did that and you're watching this one second, then thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you. I hope you will like, subscribe, comment. Let's start some conversations about Halloween candy and candy corn and all kinds of fun stuff. Halloween costumes. What are you gonna be? All right, I'm rambling again. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.